What's going? Ooh, hold on. Let me get myself together. Listen, what's going on, y'all? What time is it? I hope I put this up at a reasonable time. Y'all already know the deal. As I said last week, if it's gonna be two a night, I either would try to get one out and then give y'all the other one, or give y'all both on the next day. But I would have at least attempted to do one yesterday, but I had to go to bed because it was a long, early day. Well, it was more so of an early day than a long day for me. So I had to get up earlier than usual. So I was really, really tired. And then when I came home, I had to take a nap so I can give y'all the energy that y'all need in this review, okay? Because this is American Horror Story. American Horror Story New York, season 11, episode 3. So put it down in the comments if you do know. Are there? So this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna give us like 2 episodes a week. Because if that's the case, if it's supposed to be like 10 to 12 episodes, we're gonna be through with the season in a couple of weeks or so. So I don't know. Anyway, because we on episode 3. And when we get started on this, let me just put this out here. And it's no shade to the person who put this, but if you don't know already, Ryan Murphy is the creator of American Horror Story, right? Ryan Murphy is also a gay man, okay? So if you have an issue with the fact that, it's so much gay shit, as the comment was saying, you like the movie, you like the show, but it's so much gay shit or whatever, it's leaning towards so much gay shit. It's like, what's the issue? If you don't like gay stuff, after looking at the first episode, after knowing that the creator is a gay man who, of course, incorporates a lot of gay things into his shows because he believes in representation, at least for him, you know what I'm saying? And when I say him, I'm talking about, palm color, okay? But, yeah, we need representation too. Us gay people, we see a lot of straight shit all the fucking time, okay? So, let's not act like gay shit, as you call it, is not out there and it's not in the forefront. I'm in the background. The fact that I still have to say that shit is just like, get over it. If it's too gay, don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep those type of comments off my shit. Anyway, now that we got that out the way, American Horror Story season 11, episode 3, Smoke Signals. So we get into the episode. And we get Miss Hannah. She's sitting down there with Miss Sandy. Okay, Miss Sandra Bernhardt. And, remember they was supposed to be meeting up in the park. Now, see, girl, I said y'all both women's. Y'all both women's. Regardless of your sexuality, y'all both women's, okay? And y'all meeting up in the park at night in New York. Baby, even I know that's not right. That's like me going over there to the park in Chicago. Baby, we don't do that shit, okay? We gotta have a whole group, not just us two meeting. But they wind up meeting over there at a diner. Remember, Hannah came across Big Deck. And so she was telling her about the person that she saw, and remember Sandy had said, listen, girl, I know what you're looking into, but I'm going to tell you, they not telling you the truth, but I'm going to tell you the truth, girl. This is all with the government. I said, misinformation. What's going on? What's happening in the government? Because if y'all don't know, every time something come out, every time there's a new illness, a new virus, a new disease, what they always say is somebody government that's doing it. And it has always been a long running thing saying that, that's one of the things that they put out there, a conspiracy theory or whatever it is, could be facts, I don't know, that the government had something to do with the HIV virus being out there, put in the public. And like Sanji said, what had happened was, it was this situation called this plum something, whatever, dealing with the Red Scare with the Russians and all this stuff. I said, it's always the Russians. Girl, they said back in 1952, the U.S. was going against, the Russians and all that stuff. And so instead of, why they was trying to go against them, was this around the time where it was the Cold War, or was the Cold War in 1980 something? I gotta get my history together, you know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since I talked about it. But anyway, either way, they was going there on Russia, whatever. And so they was trying to find some stuff. And basically they was cooking up some shit in the lab. And they had some, Nazis ex-Nazis and shit, scientists down there doing some stuff or whatever, using ticks and all this shit, experimenting on people or whatever. I said, what in the Tuskegee Airmen is going on? I said, I hope these was the enemies of the state or whatever, because I know these ain't just random people that y'all doing this to. Oh, it was some random people too. In the shit, like they doing all these little horror movies they be watching, these little horror TV shows. When a virus get out, baby, it just accidentally break out and then get spread, you know, to everybody. It wasn't supposed to, but it just accidentally did that. They said maybe one or two of them ticks then got the fuck away and then just started fucking around with everybody. That's just what it is, you know, because they was out there in Fire Island. That's where them goddamn deers were. And if you don't know, Fire Island is where the gays goes, especially in the summertime, okay? It's a movie on Hulu called Fire Island, and I have yet to watch it. It came out during Pride this year. But yeah, they be doing some things out there. You know what? I'm just gonna be real. Like, sometimes I be so jealous of the gays. I be so jealous of you gay men because y'all be having a good nasty time, okay? Y'all be having a good nasty time. I be like, damn, bitch, where the lesbian shit at? Where is our Fire Island at, okay? Bitch, where is our bathhouses at? Bitch, where is our meetup at? Baby, where is the fucking clubs, okay? I mean, I love my gays. I want to see y'all too, but bitch, I want to see some, okay? I'm just being real with you, girl. But, you know, so that was going on. She was like, yeah, and you had to put all them deers and everything down. Yeah, and you know, you need to test this, okay? That's what you need to do. You need to get your hand on stuff somehow, some way. And I'm like, how the hell I'm gonna do that? I said, girl, I don't know, but you're gonna have to, okay? And then the opportunity literally presented itself. And I don't know if it was later that night or the next day or whatever, but some shit went the fuck down. Meanwhile, we moved on from that, right? And we get little Steven. Y'all know little Stevie. He was up in there. On the one hand, I say what Sam did to him is messed up. Because even if it was consensual at one point, if a motherfucker said, let me go, I'm done, please let me get the hell up out of here, you let him go, you obliged by that, and you get him out. Because at this point, it feels like kidnapping. Even though they came to you, it feel like a hostage situation, you know? And then you got him up in the cage and everything. Baby, when we see little Steven, baby, they had the camera panned around and we see Sam's little workshop or his little sex toys and his leather hat and looked like a little gas mask or whatever. I said, what the fuck y'all up in there doing? We see the jar of lube and everything, and we see, I said, oh my God, he was really having a fucking time. Your ass must be really fucked up right about now, okay? Baby, you probably can't shit for at least a couple of weeks. I'm sorry. The shit that, let me tell you something. The things that the asshole can do, it is amazing and quite whoa at the same time. I be like, oh my God, I'm not gonna do that. Because I feel like I can take anything. Not me, you know, not doing anything. I'm talking about looking. I can take anything, but you want to know which one act that really disturbs my spirit? And you know, we're finna get a little graphic. We're talking about sex or whatever. Fisting. Oh my God. When I see a woman do it, when I see a man getting it done, I said, you know what, bitch, I done came up out of womb. I don't want to go back up in one. You know, not that deep. No. That's just a little bit too much. But anyway, Mr. Stevens, you know, he finally got free. Somehow, I think the shit was already open. And I feel like Sam did that shit on purpose. Steven got up out of there. He ran. He went up the steps, got out the apartment. He went on the head and ran down in his little drawers, okay? In his get 'em girl drawers, you know. I said, wow, you got saved. He go to the police station, of course, to, you know, tell him about what happened or whatever and who he's talking to. He talking to Detective Patrick, okay? And so Patrick trying to get down the information and trying to see exactly what's going on, give me a name and all this stuff, and you know, but it was a little bit of consensual and all this and woo. Because at one point it's like he didn't really want to say nothing, Steven, and then he was talking about, you know, I answered the telephone. It's me and Patrick was like, He said, now come on, this ain't the most weirdest thing that we ever done to hook up with somebody or whatever. It's been a whole lot more crazier things. I mean, yeah, but shit, a telephone. Now see, on the one hand, Steven, I felt bad for you, but also you put yourself in this situation because listen, sir, we don't answer telephones. But see, I guess this is the shit that they had to go through because back in the day, we ain't had internet, we ain't had chat rooms. They ain't had chat rooms and all that stuff back in the 80s, early 80s especially, you know, to meet up and all this stuff. They had to do what they had to do, and that's what they did. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I said, it ain't that deep for me. I value my life. Even back then, I probably would have said this. I value my life, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that deep for me. If I don't know your face, no case, baby. I just, But, you know, of course, Patrick went down there, took the information about Samuel, and went down there to his place, right? Baby, him and another detective, his partner, whatever, they knocking on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Start knocking. I said, knock a little bit harder. You want to know why they can't hear them? Because the music is blaring. I said, what y'all up in there playing? Baby, I said, is that Renaissance? That's what it was giving. I said, Beyonce, you took that whole vibe. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I love it. You know, it's the truth though. And so, you know, it was given very much Summer's Renaissance and Donna Summers and all these other stuff, you know, 70s, 80s girls and all that, Sylvester, you know, and I was just like, oh, what is going on here? It just feels like a coke den up in here. And that's literally what they was doing. Baby, they was getting drunk. They was drinking everything. Sam over there just sniffing everything or whatever. It came to the point where they had to bust the door open. I said, God damn, Patrick. You used to play football? Because he said, bam. I said, oh, all right. You know, and it was a chain on the door, too. And that thing popped the fuck off. I said, okay. And then, so when they came up in there, nobody did anything. Nobody was startled. I said, oh, y'all really out there. Y'all really fucked up. Y'all just don't give a damn, bitch. Somebody could have came up in there and just started spraying everybody. And y'all just would have been sitting there like, oh, for real? Give me another bump, bitch, before I go. Okay? But, he walked past somebody and he was like, you know, Sam, dude said, I don't know. I said, so you in somebody's house and you don't even know who the fuck the host is? Wow. So he go over there. They find out where Sam was. Sam come over there talking to him and all that stuff. And so then they go downstairs and he see his little cage and all that stuff or whatever, little sex dungeon. And basically what Sam is saying is, it's cool or whatever. This was all consensual. He knew what was going on. And I never kept him here. He could have left anytime he wanted to. I said, oh, yeah, put that up in there. Put that up in there that he could have left anytime he wanted to. And, you know, Patrick was getting really, really annoyed with him, right? And so at this point, Sam caught on to it. And Sam caught his teeth. He said, bitch, if you want to play this game, you want to play this game in front of your partner, trying to act like I don't know your secret because I clocked that shit. I know what the fuck it is that you are, okay? Me and you, we damn near the same. I said, oops. At this point, Patrick said, I'm going to see your ass later because he can't really do anything. He can't arrest him because Steven don't want to press charges because Steven don't want the shit to get out there, you know? And so ain't nothing else he can do. Meanwhile, he go back to the apartment and tell Gino what's going on. And so, you know, Gino, I just want Gino to just calm the fuck down a little bit. I understand when shit happens to you, you want justice, you want things to get, you know, squared away, but I think he just a little too eager, meaning that he going about it a little bit wrong. Like, you need a little bit of assistance and you got to take your time with it a little bit. And I know time is of the essence, but he just, and then the way that he be getting mad at Patrick. And I'm just like, again, you can't force him to say what he needs to say or what you want him to say. He's still mad about the fact that, you know, his wife his ex-wife did show him the case of his little leather. He used to be a leather daddy, okay? And it was like, you know what? Okay, for real, I used to do this back in my day. I used to be up at the leather bars and all that stuff. And it was like, I used to sneak around. And he was like, well, why was you sneaking around doing it? He said, I stuck around doing a lot of things because it just made it that much more hotter. I said, you know what? On the one hand, I get it. It does a little bit. But on the other hand, I feel like this is something that you could have told your partner. But I'm not about to make a big deal about the fact that you used to visit leather bars. Ooh, okay. He don't now. So, I mean, it is what it is. Everybody has a past. Maybe we don't want to talk about that past because maybe some shit happened that we just don't want to, dove back up into and drudge up, And then it went from Gino being pissed to him basically doing a little bit of foreplay on Mr. Patrick. I said, what is happening? Next thing you know, it makes you hot. It's probably making you a little bit hard right now. I said, oh, you rubbing on his nipples? He was doing all of that. Because now Gino put up in there and was like, let's revisit your old days of what you used to do back in the day or whatever. And let's do like a telephone detective type of situation. If Steven is telling him that, he met Sam through the telephone, they trying to see if it was really Sam because Gino was thinking that Sam was the one that was doing the killing and stuff. And so at this point, it's like, no, it's not Sam. It's not Sam, but we can set up something. And he wanted him to set up something. Patrick was like, what do I look like? Getting somebody down from the force, telling them this is what we want to do. Because earlier he was talking to his detective, his chief, Cal Penn. That's his name. Cal Penn. And they was trying to figure out where them body parts. Remember at the end of the last episode, them hands was hanging out. They don't know where they came from. They're not matching anybody, And so Patrick just said, fuck it. He put on his little brown leather jacket, and he goes to this telephone. And he was just being propositioned right off the back. I said, oh, he just gave a little tease like, yeah, I'll take you down. It's so 80s. I will say this because, like I said, I used to see stuff like my uncle used to have some stuff like the 80s mustache and all it have a specific look, the leather daddies and all of that. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's like a little bit of gay nostalgia. But he was waiting. People coming up there talking to him. I buy you a drink. I said, you don't know me. I'm outside too. What you trying to take me inside? What you doing? You want to do something? Nah, I'm waiting on somebody. Okay, and he was letting the phone ring, 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 ring. And so many people was calling or whatever, but it's not the person that he's looking for. And then just when he was about to give up and he started walking away, it starts ringing again. And so he said, fuck it, one more time can't hurt. He turned back around and answered that phone, and it was the killer, the Mai Tai killer, right? He was like, so I see you've been standing out here for a long time waiting for me. And he was like, it wasn't really that long. He said, yes, it was. It was like hours. And it was like, I mean, well, shit, bitch, if you see me waiting or whatever, what's good? Let's go talk. It was like, meet me at this place right here. Okay. And so he go up into this little bar, whatever, this little place, this address, and we see old boy who was performing, the guys that was performing in the last episode where Morris and Adam went, and then Adam wound up leaving. We see them up there performing and talking and doing all that stuff. And, Patrick, cause he don't know what the dude look like, so he like, how would I know when I found you? It was like, you'll know. Okay, so next thing you know, we see this guy that has this cut off flannel and these glasses on, and he a little thicky, like a little buffy buff, just a little bit. I said, it gives you a little geeky type shit, but cute, sexy geeky a little bit. I said, all right, Mr. Geek, what's going on? He was looking at him, and then he just did like that, and he walked away. So Patrick was like, oh, okay, I'm going to follow. Girl, they go up in the room. We see him, and Mr. Flannel then turned into Big Daddy Jr., okay? I said leather and everything on. I said, oh, y'all really get off on the leather. I don't get it. But all right. To each his own. Any kink or fetish or whatever it is to each his own, and Patrick was like, you're the one that was on the phone. He said, baby, I done talked to a whole bunch of people on the phone. And I said, well, Patrick, do you not hear his voice? His voice is way deeper and way more, I would say, masculine presenting than the one that was on the phone with you. You know what I'm saying? And so they get into this back and forth as to if it's him, and, he put him against the wall and all that stuff. And he had already had a gun up in his pocket, in his back, I should say. And somebody had told him when he first came up in there, you need to tuck that thing in a little bit deeper if you don't want people to know that you're a cop. Now, see, I clocked your shit, but I ain't gonna say nothing. So tuck that shit a little bit deeper, okay? But he put old boy against the wall, and Next thing you know, he turned around, but before that, they kissing and shit. And then when he put him up against the wall again, he had him up like this. I said, okay, but this is a stranger. And I'm just thinking, stranger danger. And the whole time I'm thinking, we're still in COVID. But I'm like, this is 1981, so I guess not. But that's what I was thinking, like, why they recording this, because they was kissing all up in the mouth and shit. I said, I don't know. Okay, but then when he had that motherfucker back up on that wall and then it looked like he was about to do him from the back, I said, ooh, Leather Daddy is the bottom, or is you versatile? Which one is it? Because I kind of like to see it. Baby, all of a sudden, before he even really did anything, Patrick licked the shit out his back. I said, oh my God. And then he walked away. I said, did you come in your pants? Or did you feel a little bit guilty about the fact that you was about to fuck this man instead of doing what you came there to do? Which was catch a killer. I said, oh. Meanwhile, Gino over there, he back at the brownstone talking to the older gentleman guy that, you know, when he went and got a drink that was sent to him, that's where he got taken. And, you know, he done got these flyers put up of the face of Whitey. I think his name is Whitey. Okay. And the killer, the Mai Tai killer, you know. And he was talking to Adam at one point earlier, and he was like, yeah, you know, the only reason why he didn't kill me is because I was a veteran. That's what it was, you know. And so when he was talking to the mister in the brownstone, he was like, yeah, I seen him before. He was up in here the other night. He had already went to his friend at the bar, the girl who was cleaning up the blood or whatever, trying to get her to let him put the signs up, the flyers up or whatever. You know, he convinced her to let her do it, to let him do it. Then he go to Mr. Brownstone dude, and he was like, I mean, yeah, or whatever, but you think I want to get up involved in this, and you think I want to, because he was like, if you seen him, why you ain't say nothing? He said, I've been here for a few years, and I done seen people get killed and missing and all this shit. I done almost got killed at least 3 times in a row or whatever when I first got here. Do you think I'm finna go after somebody? Baby, I gotta protect myself, okay? I'm not finna do no gun-ho, you know, I'm finna go out and do this. No, ain't nobody got time for that. Meanwhile, we see the guy that was performing with the ball, the crazy hairline or whatever, he was about to get on a train. And there is nobody down in that subway. But yet it's that lady, the homeless lady that was on the train, like either last episode when Morris and Adam was going to old boy's show. And she kept on saying, something is coming. Something is coming. She said it again. So I feel like she's a hallucination as well. Because what y'all told me, and after looking at this episode, it makes sense. Big Daddy is basically like the loom and doom, or the signifier for HIV, you know. And we seen that dude, he had pulled his arm up and he started scratching, and he had that rash that the girl had on her last episode at the doctor's. And he was like them damn cats, because, you know, he had took a cat from that party the day before, or the last time that we saw him. So he thinking it's just from a cat, you know, and of course we know differently, right? Meanwhile, he was trying to see where old girl went. I said, see, we got to mind our business. We just got to mind our business. Meanwhile, we get to little Adam, right? He's supposed to be meeting up with Theo at the Ascension bar, right? It's a little private place, and, you know, you got to have access there. You got to be on the list. And it was this girl named Miss Dunway. She was at the desk. And when they said it was Theo, whatever, let him through. And it was just like a little private, you know, elite type gay bar, okay? And so when Theo came through, now y'all had to educate me, because y'all told me Mr. Theo is a little biracial. Okay, I said, you know, Theo is a cutie. He's a cutie. I mean, I know them, that voice alone probably make them draws drops. I don't know if it's draws or panties. Either way, I know he make them drop, okay? But Adam, you know, he was just telling him, because even Gino told you know, Adam to be careful with Theo, because he has a boyfriend that is crazy. His partner is a little twisted, and he's into some dark shit. And so, you know, at this point when he was talking to Theo, it's like, why are we people, I don't know. I see why Adam and Gino are like connected. You know, I know they had different losses, like things happened to them in their lives or whatever that seemed similar a little bit. He almost got killed, his friend got killed, or Adam's friend got killed or taken or whatever. And they're just so persistent, and they're both somewhat of naggers, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. Gino keep on getting on Patrick case about being closeted. Adam finna sit here and basically tell Theo, I ain't trying to really fuck with you like that because first of all, you got a man and you fuck around and I'm not that type of girl, okay? And I said, well, why are you doing this with? He said, what you want me to do? You want me to court you? I said, so what you gonna do? You gonna continue to have feelings and fall deeper for somebody that you actually, and it's really very evident that you like him, you know what I'm saying? But girl, all of a sudden they get a drink. It was like, and it was a Mai Tai. And it was like, this is from the gentleman over there, you know? And it was like, where he at? Where he at? The Mai Tai killer is up in here. And he really was. And he walked away. But while they up in there having a little conversation or whatever, all of a sudden we see these chains being put on the door. And I didn't realize that they was being put on the door of the place that they were at. I thought this was about to be some sex shit, you know, another scene or whatever. No, bitch. Big Daddy or whoever the fuck it was, I don't know, but they locked their asses up in that bitch, okay? And next thing you know, they was trying to get out, but they couldn't. And then when they opened up the door and they bust that door open and bust the chains off because the doorknob came off. That's why. And then it opened up, but then they threw some fire and just set the place on fire. So I just want to know who the fuck set the place on fire. And I don't think it was Weedy because he was up in there and he had got a little hurt. He got a little injured too, aka the Mai Tai killer. And I was just like, oh my God, who did that? You know, and it was like, oh my God, was that really Big Daddy or was it somebody else? You know, who was it? Even though Big Daddy is supposed to be like this, you know, signifier for AIDS or HIV, I should say, like, oh wow, what is happening? So of course, as the place is on fire in the flame, but Patrick Star, his ass done went back home, right? He done had a little fun at the bar and he done came back to his old self and remembered all the times that he had when he was a leather daddy, baby. He went back and got that box, opened it up, put that goddamn leather strap on, put his glasses on or whatever, and was just feeling his... I said, all right. I ain't into it like that, but you know, you did it. You did it. You look like you could pass for it back in the day. You do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't understand it, but I get it. You know, it was a little cute. It was a little cute. You did that. Next thing you know, baby, they was rushing everybody to the hospital because I was like, oh, hopefully they got out because somebody had to throw a chair out the window, and I'm thinking people just gonna jump out the window. Baby, Theo got burned. The first person that we truly see get wheeled up in there with smoke inhalation or smoke ash and burn on them, girl, Whitty, aka the Mai Tai killer, right? He get his tall ass just wheeled up in there. And I said, oh, what's going on? Meanwhile, you see Theo getting checked for his burn because his arm got burned. You know, Adam going off like, that was the Mai Tai killer. We need to get him. We need to... I said, sit your ass down and catch your breath. You know, and the whole time he was sitting there coughing, you know. It was like, they trying to kill us. Anybody would want to kill us, you know, because we gays and all this shit. And, you know, that's what it is, unfortunately. But, I'm sitting here like listening to him, and when the nurse or whatever said, girl, he probably got smoke inhalation. That's why he coughing all that stuff. I kid you not, for some reason, I just went back, and I've been thinking about this show for a minute, ever since it went off. This Is Us. When Jack was all fine and dandy, and then they said smoke inhalation, and next thing you know, flatline, he was just gone. You know what I'm saying? It was just giving me that tease for whatever reason. I just instantly thought about that from This Is Us. But I was like, they had to strap him down because he was doing a lot. But he was just trying to tell Theo, go call Gino and tell him what's up. And so, of course, he called Gino. Meanwhile, Hannah, she was trying to go down there. She did go down there to this particular institute that had some of these patients there that had presented this so-called illness that they have or whatever that they don't know the name for. And she wanted to get, you know, some samples. And, of course, they wouldn't let her, you know. So she was like, fuck it. you know, because they wanted her to go the actual procedural route where it'll take some time to build up a sample, to build up this, to do testing and all this stuff or whatever. She said, bitch, you ain't got time for all of that shit. You need to do this shit now. They wouldn't do that. So while she at the hospital, she see all these people coming in, and she found out that it's from the gay club or whatever. And it was like, okay, cool. So when Theo was going out, Miss Dunway, black lady, she got burnt the most. I was like, oh my God, I felt so bad. Meanwhile, Hannah took this opportunity to get blood samples, okay? The samples that she need, you know. And then did y'all see that little scene when she was getting Adam's blood sample and he was like, hey girl. And she was like, hey. He was like, look at you. You got a little bit of a glow to you. She was like, I'm doing good. It was like, everything all right? Yeah, it's all right. It was like, I really like what we did. I did too. I said, so what's going on? I took that to mean as if, you know, I feel as Miss Hannah could possibly be a lesbian, okay? And, you know, either Adam donated some sperm or they had sex or whatever so that she can get pregnant. That's what it was given, you know what I'm saying? Because the glow, and I'm glad that we did what we did or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we already know Adam is a gay man, so, that's what I'm figuring, you know? Meanwhile, Patrick and them Gino get the information. They get down there to the hospital, right? And they was looking for Whitty because they saw his ass. They was like, did you see this man? Did you see this man? The nurse was like, yeah, he was just up in the room like 5 minutes ago. He probably left and we didn't discharge him. Baby, they was walking all over that hospital running, trying to find him. And at one point, Gino did find him. They was playing hide-go-seek up in the hospital. I said, y'all too old for this, okay? Girl, they going from floor to floor, door to door, and at one point Gino had him, but then Whitty went somewhere else or whatever. I said, oh my God, what is going on? Next thing you know, he ended up in the morgue, okay? Girl, Gino got that scalpel and he was like this, and he was opening up them drawers. I said, first of all, that's one thing that I don't do. I don't play with dead people, okay? I said, respect them, close that thing back up, okay? You know, the first one was a lady. The second one was a middle-aged man or whatever. And next thing you know, Whitty came up behind him and basically put that motherfucker to sleep, paralyzed him a little bit. He woke up. Baby, why was he putting surgical tape around his ankles after he'd already put it around his arms? And he said, and he had him in one of the morgue drawers, okay? I said, what are you about to do? He said, listen, I would never shed the blood of another vet. So therefore, I'm gonna make an exception to this. I'm not going to kill you that way, but I'm going to just let you go ahead and freeze to death up in this goddamn freezer. It'll be peaceful. And that's just all that it's going to be with. I said, what the hell? I said, now, Mr. Gino, you see, you get yourself in trouble because you just doing a lot. And at the same time, I'm like, how can nobody see this big lengthy motherfucker? Get his ass. I was like, get his ass, please. But that was the end of episode 3. It was cute. It was cute. I will say so far it's not that much. It's American Horror Story, but I feel like American Horror Story at this point is not so much about blood and gore like it used to. It's more so from what I've been seeing, like psychological thrillers and, you know, just playing with the mind and stuff like that a little bit. Because that's what it's giving, because it's not scary at all. But it's like more, he's incorporating more, you know, real life shit or real life plausible shit. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. I take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disappointed in it. But y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. Let me go watch the next one and I'll get back to y'all. Peace. And one more thing. Also, when Patrick was putting on that leather stuff or whatever, he noticed that he had also a rash on his arm. Ain't that some shit? Child. I guess that's the danger that's coming to everybody.